welcome back to Rangers of the Universe. I'm Chris, and I'm going to talk about Dino Fury Season 2, Part 2. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a fantastic season, had one of the best finales ever in my opinion, and it was definitely a top 5 season for me. So I just wanted to come on and talk about some of my favorite moments, my thoughts, what I thought of the characters, what I liked, what I didn't like. So let's get started. Now, episode 13, the second episode of part 2, definitely was a monumental episode because we saw the return of Lord Zedd. He finally came back and we found out something he had been doing activity-wise that came up. So, this played off of Beast Morphers as well. We saw General Shaw, and there was a break-in at Grid Battle Force. Zedd released Scrozzle along with a couple of the monsters had gotten released. And Scrozzle helped him get his staff back. So now Lord Zedd has his staff as well. So he's at like his most powerful basically. So that was a big part of it as well. We saw that. That was a big thing for the Lord Zedd story. Now, the second episode of part 2 was also the Valentine's Day episode. I hated the Amelia and Ollie story because, I felt like it was very forced and kind of a like thrown together thing of, making them a couple. Because in my opinion, episode 1, we had Amelia with the line that I absolutely love where she was like, no one likes a bully. And up until about, I think it might have been episode 7 of season 2, Ollie was pretty much douchebag to Amelia and constantly making fun of her love of the supernatural and was basically a bully to her. Not that great of a friend. So I don't really understand a relationship to them. Does not make sense in my opinion. I thought it wasn't a necessary plot line. It was kind of stupid. I think it was mainly to make him look better like he had grown and not really a her thing. So that was honestly my biggest complaint about season 2. Amelia, Izzy, Javi, even Zato, they've had like great character development, but Ollie just hasn't really had that stack up. It's been he's been more on the selfish douchebag end, and I think this season saw that Ion had to keep learning the same lesson of, how to work as a team. And it got pretty old, in my opinion, where it was like, all right, we need some better development with him. But onto the big storyline of Lord Zedd and his goal where he had a monster put Ollie under mind control to get the 2 transmission recordings from the Rafconians that the Dino Fury Rangers had, because he had the third one, and we finally learned the location to Rafcon and Lord Zedd's mission to get the machine that created the Sporks to raise his own evil army. Now, he succeeded in getting the machine and defeated the Dino Fury Rangers with ease because Ion rushed headfirst instead of working with the team. Zato got hit pretty bad, and they were saved by the Green Morphin Master. Now, the Morphin Master storyline I liked a lot because we had some open-ended questions from seasons like Beast Morphers and Super Mega Force on things. Beast Morphers, how did that meteorite magically hit Devon and contain the Tyrannosaurus power coin? In Super Mega Force, obviously, we had the Legendary Rangers all return for that big battle. The Green Morphin Master was responsible. The Green Morphin Master had broken their oath, the Morphin Master's oath of never helping Earthlings with their problems. And she helped Ranger teams along the way survive instead of being destroyed. Like Grid Battle Force, the Beast Morphers Rangers, and the Super Mega Force Rangers of Earth being destroyed due to from the Armada. We had explanations of those 2 storylines that were left open-ended with unanswered questions. They did seal that. That was awesome. I really loved that. During the Lord Zedd storyline, I didn't like that we saw kind of like, oh, Void King and Void Queen had a back seat because, they were supposed to be like the main villains of it. And they kind of took a back seat to set Zedd up for for like the future, which is now Cosmic Fury. But at that point, they hadn't known like Cosmic Fury was 100% going to be greenlit and them returning. We did get to also see, granted by the Green Morphin Master, the Master Saber that she had given to the Rangers that gave them Master Mode and led to the ultimate power that we saw in the finale. Now, the Green Morphin Master saved the Rangers for Zedd by crystallizing herself with him in a crystal. We had that. All right, it moved back onto the voids. Now, my absolute favorite storyline with this was I absolutely loved Tarek. He was trapped as Void King, so my biggest hope was he would be released. Now, since season 1, we've seen Amelia with her love of the supernatural leading to, her trying to find her parents, everything like that. And there's been hints throughout season 1 and season 2, so I don't really see why people were shocked when we finally had the big reveal of Amelia is the daughter of Tarek and Centaura. Now, I had that theory for a while now, especially, in season 1, episode 1. Amelia had the fight scene with Void Knight, no one likes a bully type of thing. Season 1, episode 21. The season 1 finale, because episode 22 was, I think, the Christmas episode. So in that one, it was just Amelia was fighting Void Knight unmorphed, and she had that fight with Void Knight. Like, it wasn't Zato, it wasn't the usual Red Ranger fights the villain. It was Pink. So there's always been like that, where it's always kind of been like Amelia fighting Void Knight more often than others. And in season 2, episode 2, it's always been shown like Amelia's more on the different end of it. Season 2, episode 2, the Flarkin cake from their home planet of Rafcon. Now, as we saw, it's not a normal thing normal humans don't really like. Izzy, Javi, and Ali absolutely hated it. Amelia loved it, like the other two. So, and then when Void Queen Centaura was revived, and she was consumed with revenge because of what the humans took from her and Tarek. Now, it wasn't really known, like, okay, what did they take from them? Now, season 2, episode 7, Tarek was still going along with Void Queen and very conflicted on his actions. We saw the turning point after the monster of the week, the big pumpkin monster, don't remember the name, had turned a little girl into a tree. Well, her father was watching and heartbroken over it. And we saw Tarek's vision, Void Knight's line of sight point directly to that. And his immediate response was, "What have I done?" Immediately when that hit, it was pretty strongly implied that what him and Centaura lost was his daughter, because seeing a little girl is what caused him to turn his back on Void Queen and betray his wife, who he loved and who he released the Sporks to save. So, and if it's with the daughter, it's definitely heavily implied it was Amelia. That's pretty much seen. And we finally learn that. Pop reveals after he gets injured, saving the leader of the new Rafcon Knights, the Rafconians that come to help them. Which I love that storyline too of, they originally came down, wanted to take Earth for themselves. And then when the leader was about to be killed and saved by Pop, her outlook completely changed on humans. Pop was injured and revealed to Amelia that she was not human. And you saw her have that Rafconian moment where she could see his memories and her antennae had finally been released. Now, obviously we see, we know Tarek, even though he looks like a human, he's not from Earth. We already knew that. And my biggest thing has been, as Void King, is he going to turn back to Tarek? And I was ecstatic when we had that scene of him facing Amelia unmorphed. Hunter Dino did an amazing job the whole season, especially the whole cast did. But oh my god, in the last 4 episodes, Amelia was definitely like, she was the star of it with them. You know, it was just beyond amazing. Best solo morph in my opinion, like ever. That was incredible, and we saw her fighting Void King unmorphed, where when she had like taken him down, she saw his memories of Tarek and Centura being captured by scientists in Area 62. The facility blasts happening, it like getting destroyed, something went wrong. I loved we saw more of Tarek's past too, because I love that character. And we saw him and Centura give up their child to Pop Pop. We saw him find the Dino Knight morph, unbox the Dino Knight morpher and the Chroma Fury Saber, which was stored. Rafcon technology was obviously stored in that base for testing. Maybe the human scientists were trying to find a way to replicate it or what, but he had it. And it shows how he possessed it and used it. So no, we saw his memories, and then, you saw that like very emotional moment where both Amelia and him realized that all along his daughter's been right there, her father's been right there. And him and Centura were convinced that their daughter died. Nobody could have survived that blast. And you had that amazing moment where you just see the Sporix energy come off of him, and he is released from it because Amelia caused all the hate and wanting of revenge to be gone, and he becomes Tarek again. However, at this time, Void Queen has created a cocoon and sealed herself inside with the power of all these Sporix beasts. So it goes down to the final episode. And one of my absolute favorite parts too was we saw Tarek morph into Void Knight. That's something I was ecstatic to see because, we didn't see that. We had seen Tarek with his helmet off. We had seen him in his normal human form, and that's about it. We never saw him officially morph into Void Knight and show how he does it. And I just thought it was amazing how, he pressed the Dino Knight morpher and his shield came, like the Void Knight shield came out, and he tapped the middle of the Void Knight shield, the green crystal on it, and his Void Knight armor formed. I thought that was absolutely amazing. That was a fantastic morph. I absolutely loved it. We got to see that. So that was a big thing for me. And we saw him willing to make the ultimate sacrifice, and send Void Knight to a deserted wasteland to stop the destruction of the whole city, because a lot of people would have been hurt. So he made that sacrifice, which luckily, due to the armor, he did survive. And we saw the final battle. Now, a big part I loved was, if you look closer in the final fight sequence, when we have the giant monster, that giant Sporix beast, that's the incarnation of all of them combined, and Void Queen is in the center donning it. You see some of the Dino Fury Rangers. I think it was Ion, Javi, Ali, Izzy, a bunch of them. Morphing sequence, the slashes they do, like swinging the saber. You saw that in the air when they were going down onto the monster facing the henchman. I thought that was amazing. Dino Fury Season 2 Part 2 had some of the best fight sequences in my opinion, especially that finale. It was fantastic. We got unmorphed fight scenes and just that kind of one. That was absolutely amazing. They did an incredible job in that finale. And you saw all the Zords stand up to it. And we saw Zato don the Master Saber and use it to take out the giant beast and make the ultimate sacrifice. The ultimate power of that saber was to absorb all of the Zords and do a final strike and decimate the opponent, but also you would be destroyed in the process. And he made the ultimate sacrifice during that. He made the ultimate sacrifice, and we had a line where he said, "Goodbye, old buddy," to Teramigo, the T-Rex champion Zord. Which, not to backtrack here, but we saw Teramigo in the Curse episode where Izzy was turned into Teramigo. Which in that episode as well, to backtrack with it, Amelia had made a wish to meet her parents, and she showed a lot of disappointment that she didn't get to. But for the first time, we saw Void King and Void Queen appear together in that moment, which was also a big hint that it was coming, the reveal that they were her parents. So now back to the finale, as I was talking about before, how excellent it was. We also got Void Queen turned back into Santura when Amelia showed her that she was her daughter and she had been here. And, that was an amazing moment where we got a hug between Santura, Tarek, and Amelia because they had finally become a family and found their daughter again. They all reunited. So that was amazing. And at the end of it, we saw Ion opened a cafe. Izzy graduated high school and was going to go to the same college as Fern, who got early acceptance earlier in the season, earlier in part 2. And we saw that the Rafconians were now living on Earth in Area 62, making it their base, and Santora was pregnant with the child, which was, as Amelia sensed on her, was going to be a girl. So I think that was an incredible moment. Hoping to see more of Tarek, Santora, more of the Rafconians in Cosmic Fury. But that was not the end of the episode. We then saw the reveal of Zato was brought back to life in the white suit. White suit with the red bolt down the chest with the red Dino Fury helmet. So, we got the white suit with mysterious powers granted by the Morph Masters. And it ended with the reveal that Zedd escaped from the crystal and had retreated into space. And we were going to space with Cosmic Fury. So, that was season 2. I absolutely loved it. Top 5 season for me. Big hope for Cosmic Fury. I already said my hopes for Cosmic Fury in that Cosmic Fury theme video, so definitely check it out if you want to hear my thoughts, and definitely leave your comments down below on what you thought of Dino Fury Season 2 Part 2, and Dino Fury as a whole. Did you love it? Did you not? Is it a top 5 for you? What were your thoughts of the finale? Let me know, because I absolutely loved it and would love to talk more about it. So, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications. And I'll be back for more videos and more Power Ranger news.